And just remind us what the nature of your injury was and the recovery that you've had to go through.
Yeah, so whilst I was away in Jamaica playing in the Gold Cup, I picked up some bone bruising, and sometimes it's one that you can just play through and it gets less and less and less. But where I had it, the more I did, the bruising would just stay. So I literally just had to sit off feet, wait for the bruising to go. The bruising's gone now, and then I just had to build my way up. But I got it at a real bad time, so I missed pre-season, a lot of pre-season. So yeah, it took a while to build myself back up, and I'm back ready now, feeling fresh. And yeah, like I said, the boys have been class, and I'm just glad to be a part of it again.
Big win for Joel Latibeaudiere and Coventry City in EFL Championship against West Brom. What does this mean for the rest of his club season and his selection for the Reggae Boyz? Join Premier 7 right now for the big chat. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. A quote written by Dr. Maya Angelou, as it links directly to the return and form built by Jamaican utility footballer in a Joel Latibeaudiere. Greetings and welcome to another episode here on Premier 7. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, trusting and hoping that you all are having a wonderful time and taking the time out to watch our Jamaican footballers. It is indeed my pleasure to talk about the topic. Joel Latibeaudiere shines in big win, EFL Championship versus West Brom for his club, Coventry City. And of course, he's a Reggae Boyz player. Now, I have to say then that it was indeed a big win for Joel Latibeaudiere and Team Coventry. A 2-0 victory over West Brom. A serious promotion contender. And Coventry continue marching closer to the Premier League. It is important to note that this club has been performing pretty well under coach Frank Lampard. The players have responded to the ups and downs, and they have been making it their priority to cruise in the championship. For Latibeaudiere in specification, this isn't the smoothest path for him. He has suffered a knee injury that kept him out for several matches. When he returned, he spent a good amount of time on the bench. However, it wasn't to say then that to throw him in the games right away. But when he got his chances, he made use of it. 3 consecutive starts, strong defensive display, and a clean sheet in high pressure match. This is not a coincidence. This is absolute growth from the player. You're seeing the news here. Lampard hails Coventry professionalism in West Brom win. Coventry boss Frank Lampard was delighted with his championship leaders' professionalism as they swept West Brom aside to win 2-0 at the Hearthstones and record their first league away win since November 25. So Coventry won through goals from Mason Clark and Jack Rodini and have stretched their lead at the top to 3 points in the race for the title. Lampard told BBC CWR Radio, "The overall professionalism of the game pleased me. how we approached it, two fantastic goals of real quality in different ways. We were never really threatened by them. No, it is 3 points clear of the table, but they continue to impress, they continue to hold on, and this is the challenge that they have to face going all the way. And this is what I think will do well for a Joel Latibeaudiere, seeing that he is a player that we more so is going to select for the games to come, New Caledonia, and if we win that game, DR Congo. I mean, Rudolph Speed mentioned that he wants for players to be playing games, getting minutes, and I think a return for Joel Latibeaudiere playing 3 games consistently would be a blessing for him and his own career. Now, let's talk about the defensive breakdown versus West Brom. So Latibeaudiere lined up as one of the central defensive defenders in Coventry's back four. And let's put this into context. West Brom managed to take not a lot of shots on target in the entire match. I think it was just 1 shot. And that speaks volume about the defense structure, and Latibeaudiere was a key part of that unit. Positioning and shape, Coventry defended with discipline, compact, organized, hard to break down. As a centre back, your first responsibility is maintaining shape, not getting dragged out, not diving into unnecessary challenges, not leaving gaps centrally. Latibeaudiere stayed disciplined, he held his line, he ensured West Brom couldn't find space between the lines. I play defense in the scrimmage game, and I can give an account of how important and how difficult it is to play as a centre back. But I mean, Latibeaudiere, who is a better player than I am, he has displayed class against West Brom, trying their best to maintain that 3 point lead in the EFL Championship. That's intelligent defending. Of course, aerial responsibilities also plays a key part, and centre backs earns respect inside the box. Winning aerial duels, clearing crosses, dealing with second balls in a game where West Brom struggled to create meaningful danger, it tells you that the centre backs, inclusive of Latibeaudiere, were proactive. They weren't reacting late, they were anticipating early, and Latibeaudiere's positioning likely neutralized those half chances before they even develop. People, if you are impressed with Latibeaudiere's performances for Coventry City and you would like to see him getting a start for Jamaica or coming from the bench, please help Premier 7 to grow. Because so far the channel has 2,753 subscribers. And by way of your assistance, by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, the target of 3,000 subscriptions will be earned. Now, I'm still in the talk about the defensive breakdown because the ball distribution and composure displayed by Joel Latibeaudiere shows that calmness was executed. He didn't panic on the ball, he didn't rush his play, he cleared the ball when it was necessary. And he helped Coventry build from the back in a controlled way. Remember, you build a game from the back line, and that is what Latibeaudiere displayed today. And if we're talking about Jamaica, that matters. Because the Reggae Boyz have sometimes struggles with composure in defensive transition, and the centre back or a centre back pair who can settle the game down and play the ball on its merit, this would play a valuable role for the national team. Now, should he start at centre back for Jamaica? Now, this have to be understood then that Latibeaudiere, he has played over 20 games for Jamaica, and he's experienced internationally, and he understand the system. But does he understand the system of Coach Rudolph Speed? Because we have a new coach right now, and will it be a challenge for Joel Latibeaudiere? I mean, managing players is going to be a key component for Coach Rudolph Speed. So I talk about him missing some games. You're seeing then that on the left hand side, his ratings is not bad, from 7.2 to 6 to 7.1. So it's very much consistent. But he missed more than a month of injuries when he was, you know, trying to build this himself into that momentum to perform well for Coventry. But he rose to promise. He rose to promise, seeing that he tried his best to be a bit more consistent, because the graph that you're seeing the last 12 months, he was not far off that 6.5 consistent zone. And coming into this new season, it proves in that coming from the bench, he has improved massively. And to have such injury and playing for your coach when you're called upon shows that this guy is a resilient warrior. Now, I mean, I cannot guarantee anything here for Jamaican fans because I am not a coach for the national team, but it proves that Lati is a utility player, and he can play not only as a centre back but also a right back. And God know we don't want to see him in the midfield. So the question becomes: is it time for him to be that centre back? I mean, tactical flexibility is a pro for him. Um, I mean, I mentioned the respective departments that he can play in, but the thing is about him, he have that thing to perform in important games. Performing in a championship promotion race builds mental toughness, and we will need this against the opposition teams coming in March for the World Cup qualification. Ball progression, he looks comfortable playing out from deep, useful component that he have to have it under his belt should he be called to represent Jamaica, right? Defensive discipline, we're seeing this consistently from him now in the 3 games. And West Brom, as in latest example, proves that this guy have positional maturity. But the thing is, if he doesn't start, will he be like a secret weapon for Mr. Speed? I mean, opportunities may prepare him for a different role, but using him as a composed centre back could shift tactical expectation. Because I mean, most Jamaicans would be saying then that, or some Jamaicans would be saying, maybe Latibeaudiere will not start. We will start with a Pinnock and you name it. But this guy is playing in the championship, a tougher league, a league that has a lot more games. And I mean, the other centre backs are not playing as much as how this guy is playing in better leagues, really. So we have to think about getting in a Latibeaudiere, because I would love to see a Lloyd Kelly. Getting in a Lloyd Kelly, maybe he starts with a Latibeaudiere. We never can tell, but we have to keep ourselves open-minded and hoping for the best. Then that Jamaica is going to pick the rightful players. But there's cons or consideration though. He hasn't always been a full-time centre back throughout his career, and the physical battles could be an issue in the upcoming games. So maybe a back three. I don't see Mr. Speed playing a back three, but maybe he'll be playing as a right back in a defensive shape. So keeping 3 centre backs playing along with a natural left back, maybe a Greg Lee. Something like a Manchester City tactics like a Pep Guardiola. So the tactical usage of this player is going to be or should be well measured by Coach Speed and his team, because we have to know how well to use these players in situations that can help Jamaica to go over the line. But let's talk about the impact that it will have on his career, though. This Coventry game today, can it help Latibeaudiere to be featured in the Premier League by way of a promotion. That's Premier League exposure that he would be exposed to. And it will be a blessing for him because he then will become one of the starting centre backs for Jamaica. And this elevates his profile internationally. This period could define the next phase of his career from a utility option to a defensive cornerstone. So, people, Joel Latibeaudiere has responded to adversities, injury, setback, bench time, doubts, and no. 3 straight starts, clean sheet in the latest game, statement performance. The question now is simple. Do we continue rotating him or has he earned a centre back spot for Jamaica? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people, because you don't know a thing already. Premier 7 is all about presenting content to the fans of football in a unbiased and reliable manner. So, people, you drop your comment. Remember the target as well. Premier 7 will be here to present more. So you all take care. Goodbye until we meet again.